In this video, I'm going to go over power plans and how to add orders to power plans. First, I'm going to do an ICU admission power plan. Since it's highlighted, I know that I've selected it. If I click it over and over and over, then I will just be selecting it time and time again. The way in which I see the actual orders is by clicking Done. If I have selected it many times because I forgot that each time I click it, it selects that power plan, I can come here and I can see that I have actually added this ICU admission orders 3 times. Since I don't want to fill that out 3 times, I'm going to right click and remove the extra power plans. Next thing I want you to notice is apparently I've already done a medicine admission order power plan on this patient. If it was done in error or on the wrong chart, or for some reason I really just didn't want that power plan anymore, I could discontinue that power plan by right-clicking and pressing discontinue. Here, I want to check everything that I want to keep from that power plan. So if I want to keep vital sign routine for department, I check it and I press OK. This will show me all of my orders that I'm about to discontinue from that power plan. Because I want to assign all of my orders together, I'm going to go ahead and finish going through my ICU admission power plan. So I'm going to come over here and click right on the power plan, and this will bring up the orders for that power plan. I'm going to minimize this down. To keep this video brief, I'm just going to unselect some things. If I want to see the details of this cardiac monitor, I go over to my details section, and if I click and nothing happens, and then I double click and still nothing happens, I can try right-clicking and modifying to bring up my details. Note, this is very different than modification after I have signed orders. If you modify after you sign orders, you have a lot of room for med errors. The only time you should modify after signing an order is for a rate change or adding a stop time. Because there are some weird quirks about Cerner, sometimes you have to right-click Modify to bring up these details. And again, this box is hiding all of my orders in back of it. So to view all my orders and continue going through the power plan, I collapse this box. If I want to pull up my details for bed rest, and I click and click, and I right-click and right-click, and nothing happens, it's because I first need to select that order, and then I can open up the details for that order. If I want to compare the orders of my power plan to orders that have already been signed for this patient, there are 2 ways in going about doing that. First, I'm going to collapse my details to be on my power plan. I know I'm on my power plan because my ICU admission orders is highlighted over here. And now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this merge view symbol. This will bring up yellow bars that will show me all of my orders that have been ordered outside of the power plan. So here's my nursing orders. What's above it in the blue line is what I'm currently working on in my ICU admission power plan. What's below the yellow line are orders that I've already signed. This is a quick way for viewing what has already been signed for in this patient so that you do not get duplicates or have slight changes that will confuse nurses. Another way in which you can view the power plan orders versus the orders that I've already signed, I'm going to unclick this merge view icon and my yellow bars go away, and I'm going to go back to my view navigation. As you see, ICU admission orders is highlighted. This symbol tells me I have not yet signed these power plans. This is the main power plan. This is a sub-power plan within this power plan. To view the orders that have already been signed, I'm going to click on this Orders, and here are all my orders that have already been signed. To go back to my ICU admission orders to finish filling out the power plan. As I scroll through, I find the power plan that was already pre-selected for me when I clicked this ICU admission power plan. That sub-power plan is this patient-directed protocol hypoglycemia power plan. I cannot click on this from this section and bring up the orders in this sub-power plan. All I bring up is the details, which really doesn't give me much information. The only way I can view what orders are listed in that power plan is by going back to my view area and clicking on that sub-power plan. Then it brings up these orders, which are specific for that sub-power plan. To go back to my main power plan, I can either return to ICU admission orders up here or click here. If I wanted to add a sepsis power plan, Cerner would not let me add it to phase. So if you ever are in your search field and you're in contains, you're in inpatient, you're searching within all, and nothing is coming up, it might be because you can't add it to that power plan. So you need to add a power plan separately. The way you do that is just go up to your plus add, type in sepsis, and then you can choose which power plan you want. Remember, physicians don't touch PPs or EDs. I'm going to go ahead and choose the sepsis power plan. Again, it's highlighted, so I know I've selected it. So I'm going to press done, and it automatically brings me to that power plan. Here, I can scroll through and select, unselect, or change anything I want. If I haven't finished going through my main power plan, all I have to do is scroll up and click back on my ICU admission order power plan and finish that. If I finish going through all my power plans, which are my 2 main power plans and my 1 sub power plan, then I can go ahead and click orders for signature either here or here. I prefer here because if you had added anything else on the side that you hadn't signed yet, you would sign for it all at once. It's my one last chance to go through and view all of my different orders before signing. This up here tells me that I'm placing 21 orders in the ICU admission power plan. I'm discontinuing 18 orders in my medicine admission power plan, and I'm placing 13 orders for my sepsis power plan. And click sign and refresh. If there is something I know for sure was in the sepsis power plan that I forgot to select, and I want to go back and easily select it, all I have to do is click on that sepsis power plan, then click the double light bulbs up here, and that will bring up everything that I can easily add to that power plan. I can also remove things from this power plan. So if I want to add a sodium chloride bolus, I can add that. If I wanted to remove vasopressin, I'd have to cancel DC. I can click my orders for signature to see what 2 things I'm changing. I can click sign. Refresh. A couple of weird quirks that I've seen in Cerner. If you ever have loading written at the top in blue and the rest of this area is blank, it'll sit like that forever until you click refresh. Another weird quirk that you have is that you have to sign it many times before it'll actually take your signatures for your orders. I believe that the reason for that is there's so many orders going through on Cerner that it gets a little overloaded, and it takes you clicking sign a couple of times before it actually signs the orders for you. In short, just make sure that all of your orders for signature are grayed out so that you don't have any other orders that you are not signing before you leave. If you ever get logged out of Cerner because you've walked away from the computer too long, or you log into a different computer, all of the orders that you had will be lost. Another item I want to talk about very quickly is your plus add. If you accidentally minimize the plus add, then the next time you go back to it, it won't pop up. You have to unminimize it or restore it in order to get your plus add back so that you can add more orders. That's it for this video. My next video will be discharge and follow-up.